I do emphasize, I always look at the output of a movie. I want to see what the budget is and what the box office take is. That says exactly if the general public likes the movie. Even West Side Story was Steven Spielberg lost $25 million. They never hit their budget. Whereas you had Spider-Man, No Way Home, or what was the coming thing? Yeah, it was, it made for 400 million, 350 to 400 million dollars. What was it? No, it was 300 to 350 million. And they pulled in $2 billion. It's like, wow. There are movies like Dune doubled their money. And then you got all the other ones that lost. I like to know what the budget was. Belfast made almost $50 million. Take. Yeah, so what are you going to do? People said, you budget film. Well, today you budget with film and a mixture of video. You don't have to go to locations. You can have plates on everything. You have, as some of the Walt Disney movies, you got the wraparound LED screens. You got LED on the top, LED on the bottom. Right, so that's a lot easier, well, expensive, because you've got a totally different thing. You're not really filming, you're doing videotape. You're running into a thing like this laptop here. Of course, this laptop here isn't a workstation. There's that big difference. And what's a workstation laptop versus a regular laptop? The graphics inside, the graphic screen. Yeah, I think that's what it is. This is standard here. What you have, workstations, very, very big workstations with a lot of RAM inside. More RAM it is, more speed you can do. This thing has 8, and this thing, I think it's 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it's a mechanical drive. It's not an SSD drive on that, but still, it's a 500 gigabyte hard drive. Yeah, but it just doesn't have the speed. It has the camera in there, barely has it, and I can put in my microphone, but it's great stuff. No, it's not great stuff, but it works for me. But as I said, I go back and do my budget. In my day, 16 millimeter is not what I told the guys it would cost, but it would cost me. I was paying a wholesale rate at Oak Brook Kodak, and I was paid that because they sold me wholesale, so I bought wholesale. So I had to buy 12 rolls at a time, but hey, and I did use them up. And what did I make? I made student films. Actually, I'm a credit with basically a student film. We did it in color, okay? We did it originally in color, and it was released in black and white because we had to shoot over 2 years to do it. And I think it's pretty nice. One of my bachelor's film, and then my master's film was on Taekwondo. My bachelor's film, called The Ice Works, is on YouTube somewhere. I don't think anybody watches it. And the other one is Taekwondo. I don't think that ever made it. Was it a commercial success? Well, to the producers who made it, they put their name on it. My name's on there somewhere as a crew member. Every day was a crew member. Every time they shot, I was there as a crew. Assistant this and assistant that. They needed somebody with sound. I was one of the people who did it with sound. But that's days of budgeting. What was budgeting in my films? Makeup, costumes. Yeah, I actually own my own costume, except for the one I got from New York Costume. I had tails. Everything else, tails and a hat and vest, and I looked the point. I carried a cane, and that was the only thing that I rented. I should have bought the tails. Yes, I should have bought my tails for me. I always think we're looking cool. There's some pictures of me like that. But yeah, everything budget came out of my little pocket. And Ron Bell was the director, and that came out of his pocket. And we just budgeted all the way. Yes, I'm tired. Long days, folks. Yes, long days. And long days as a student, because I worked, and then I did this thing as a student, and weekends we did this and that, getting locations. And we shot a lot more film than actually is up on the screen. We shot 3 or 4 hours of color film. But again, as I said, it had to go into black and white because of the time schedule of over 2 years. Couldn't match the color in the background, leaves and trees, things like that. But yeah. Still, the budget back then was, I was the main actor, one of the main actors on it, and that helped a lot. Yeah, well, I made sure as a main actor I was there. It's like, yes, there's Ron and there's me. Yes. Main actor, yes. Kind of looked the strange part on that thing. What I should have done, and at the very beginning of what I've done, I did a couple of other films, but I should have gone into doing horror films. That would have been easy, somebody with an axe, a knife, screams, blood. Yeah, those horror movies were making good money back then. They were cheaply made. Students, hey, just along it goes a Biograph as a 16 millimeter. Oh, by the way, here's one for you. I saw the first time the thing was shot, seen commercially, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Shot that at a film conference at midnight. A little room off the side. I thought it was beautiful, and that was a little horror film. Okay, and I told the producer, show it out there. Oh, they will tear the place apart. No, they won't. It turned out to be a classic horror movie. The distributor of the film loved it because he distributed copies of it. Then it got turned into VHS, which I happened to get a copy of it. And he said, oh, wow. He said, yeah, it's one of the things that he actually made money on. It's like that thing. And it was good, but there was a lot of, showing. I said, how about my stuff? Really? Is that the movie we show between the regular movies? Oh yeah, I have no problem with that. Okay, we boosted up to 35 when we put it in there, and Sure, you don't want to transfer to color again. I says, no. Even today's, even with Adobe, no, it's budgeting is still budgeting. Everything is budget today. It's even worse because as soon as you do visual special effects, even if you have you put this stuff in, it's expensive. Well, unless you're going to go up, put it on YouTube. Well, I guess, that's the big difference. YouTube really makes it a big difference because there's a lot of stuff on YouTube that would never made the movie theaters. It made DVD possibly, but never made the movie theaters. And budgeting now, where is your movie going to be seen? What's the final output on this? DVD, and then of course you have foreign language. Well, we're going to release it in Spanish, but it was made in Poland. Yes, and it has Lithuanian subtitles. Well, yeah, those were the days that, back in my days, taking an 8x10 camera out and shooting a picture of Chicago with different angles and that, using as plates. We blow up the picture a little bit, and a headshot with a picture behind you. Student film. Making sure that the picture behind you is out of focus slightly. So, yeah. Oh, those were the days. Can't do them again. No. Today, this quality is that. You can't do it because now they project it up on a big screen, and your quality has to be 8K cameras, sound, music, special effects. Oh, you can do a film. Not really. You can do a film. That's expensive now. Eastman Kodak only does 35 millimeter film or Panavision film. They do, basically 16 millimeter film is. It's some other company makes this stuff. Fujifilm maybe makes it, but then you have to have a process, and there's not many houses that will process this stuff anymore. Well, those student films, well, they need special processing. You need special everything else like that, because everything's on video. This is on video. Yeah, that's no problem. Oh well.